And again, our apologies for not being able to come to you live, but we will have plenty of football talk for you. So we look forward to you watching the archive version of this. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already, he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. Number one vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. And it's been a heck of a night on the gridiron. A lot of teams with some firsts for the week. Obviously, starting out with Notre Dame making its first road trip of the season. And across the river at Hannibal, the Pirates home for the first time in 3 weeks at Porter Stadium. So we're going to go to the United Systems Hotline to talk to the head skipper of the Pirate ship, Jeff Gishwinder. Coach, how are you?
I'm good.
So how was it to be back at Porter Stadium tonight?
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you now. I didn't hear what you were just asked.
I said, what was it like to be back at Porter Stadium tonight?
Oh, it's definitely nice. You're not having to hurry up and get on the bus and maybe have everything packed, and it's just nice to come right home after the game. But on top of that, it's good to get the home crowd. It's always good atmosphere here when it's a home game.
Yeah, 40-0 victory over Mexico in North Central Missouri Conference play. What'd you like about the way your guys played tonight?
I thought we did a good job just against a bunch of looks. Offensively, they threw by the type of defense they could throw at you. I think our offensive line backs and quarterback just did an outstanding job of just, running their rule, running off the ball, and just playing physical football. So they did a great job there. And defensively, with what Mexico does they're not a football team who are fine with big, long, multiple play drives, taking up much time. And, our defense was great, just making them make decisions quicker than they had to, getting guys to the ball, shutting down option game, making them have to do other stuff that they like doing.
26-0 at half, and it sounded like you guys were able to move the ball on the ground, whether it was Ferreira running the ball, and it sounded like Waylon Anders, your quarterback, had a really nice night as well.
Yeah, it really, Mike's dealing with, he's a little banged up right now, but he ran tough tonight. He got not just ran tough, but got good, hard, physical yards. Waylon did a good job making good decisions. Some of the pass stuff that we thought was going to be open that were either got some pressure or it just wasn't open. He did a good job of pulling down and running a little bit. I think our offense did well, especially with all the different looks that we got. We really never could put a finger on exactly what they were doing defensively. They mixed it up every play, no matter what we're doing or what the situation was. So, I just think that we did great just executing stuff that we know to do. A lot of that just being physical and running off the ball.
Okay, your defense pitches the shutout. So your defensive coaches get a pat on the back tonight. Do you let them enjoy the night, or do you make those coaches get back in there and work in the morning?
Oh, they're definitely a pat on the back, but they're not the type to just relax now. They know that we got another big game coming up this week, so I guarantee they're all working right now.
Well, you gotta enjoy the night a little bit, right, after a shutout victory.
Oh yeah, that's good. A little bit and go back and kind of watch your tape a little bit.
Yeah.
I enjoy after games going ahead and jumping on and seeing what we got next. You know what I mean? That's just,
yep.
And I know our coach do too, seeing what we're going to have to deal with. Already start brainstorming and thinking of ideas. We can talk about it quite a bit over the weekend and hit the ground running on Monday.
Sounds good. Well, hey, Coach, congratulations on the win at home. It was nice to be home, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. It just, like I said, a little more relaxing right after school, and it's just nice coming home after a win, come straight home, not have to sit on a bus for over.
Well, good for you. Well, hey, thanks for taking the time to join us, and we look forward to talking to you again.
All right, thank you.
That was Hannibal coach Jeff Gishwinder joining us on the United Systems Hotline, talking about the Pirates' 40-6 victory over Mexico in North Central Missouri Conference play. Again, they hadn't been home since week 1. Now they went 2-2 in their first 4 games, ranked number 4 in Class 4 on the Missouri side. But I think that's a team that just seems to be getting better week after week. We knew Mike Ferreira was going to be a stud at running back. We knew Waylon Anders was going to run that offense. There were some questions about their offensive line when the season began, because there were some new faces up front and some new guys in certain roles in the passing game as well. But I think what you're seeing is that team just grow and get better. And I thought Mexico was a pretty solid team offensively, and Hannibal really shut them down. So that was a good sign for Hannibal moving forward, that the defense just continues to get better. And again, having been on the road for 3 weeks, to come home, play in front of the home crowd, really enjoy what a football Friday night like is at Porter Stadium. I'm sure was good for those guys and good for their confidence and their mentality moving forward. And I think for all those teams and all those schools that go through those challenges of being on the road and being gone for whether it's 2 games, 3 games, whatever, to come home is always a good feeling. I think Quincy Notre Dame's going to experience that after its first road game. We'll talk more about that Quincy Notre Dame victory and the Quincy High victory over United Township when we come back. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like just being able to actually physically hold it and see it That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Cam Point, Illinois.
It's our job when we make these commercials to get your attention. So if you have a few seconds, on the right side of your screen, you'll see some of the best deals in our outdoor sale at your local Farm and Home Supply. So either just getting outside to do some yard work, playing with the pets, or just enjoying outside, some of the best deals right now are at farmandhomesupply.com.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's week 5 of the prep football season, and we've got teams that have made their playoff push already. Teams that have qualified with 5 victories. Obviously, they want more, but they know they're in as of now. We've got teams on the cusp of that, and we have teams who are now eliminated from playoff contention. So let's run down the scores real quick to let you know what has happened here tonight in week 5 of the prep football season, starting right here in the Gem City. Quincy High School with a 49-7 victory over United Township. Quincy Notre Dame goes on the road for the first time this season, beats Springfield 14-9. Hannibal over Mexico 40-0 in North Central Missouri Conference play. Camp Point Central over Brown County 30-14 in the WIBC North Battle. Caden Niekamp with 2 long touchdown runs. We'll touch on that here a little later. South Shelby 42-8 over Highland. We've got Jacksonville Route beating Unity Payson 44-0. Macomb over Breeze Mater Dei 29-20. Macomb, one of those teams that is now playoff eligible at 5-0. Stark County 39-14 over West Hancock. New Berlin 35-0 over Pittsfield. Winchester West Central beats Pleasant Hill in overtime 22-20. North Callaway holds off Palmyra 18-12. Monroe City goes on the road and beats Clark County 24-6. Wright City over Mark Twain 34-20. That's your week 5 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. And that game we talked about right off the top, Quincy High School beating United Township 49-7, included some Braden Little, the senior quarterback, throwing the ball all around the field once again. And so we're going to break it down with the All-Star right now here on the United Systems Hotline. Braden Little, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for taking the time to join us.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so it is homecoming weekend. So any big homecoming plans tonight?
I'm actually about to go to Applebee's for this. So yeah.
Okay, so that's
And then
that.
we got the dance.
Okay, so Applebee's is the post game breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
So what is your go to then on the Applebee's menu?
Probably gonna go with the boneless wings, probably honey barbecue or something like that.
Okay, that's a good call.
But yeah,
I like that.
probably what we're thinking right now.
All right, I think that's a good call on that. It's well, anytime you walk out of Flynn Stadium after a victory, it's a good night, right?
Oh yeah, always.
The
always a good night whenever you put the win.
The what did you like about the way you guys played tonight?
I thought we played a complete game. Another thing I liked is we had some new guys that have never scored touchdowns before. Our tight ends, Braden Ulrich and Noah Wells, and then Trey Williams had a rushing touchdown at the end of the game.
Yep.
And I mean I love to see that. I mean it's awesome whenever guys that haven't got that experience jump in there and make plays.
Well, a lot of times those tight ends with Ulrich and Wells, they get lost in the shuffle because they do a lot of blocking and a lot of other things offensively for you. But when they get in on the action, it's got to be a thrill for you to connect with one of those guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it can be really easy to look at, Rico, Tykel, Cade, and Dreas. I mean, all the guys. But I mean, every once in a while, you can get lost in the sauce. We can connect with one of those guys.
When you
we have too many weapons. Too many weapons where you can't really lock in on anybody because everyone can hurt you, and I think that's what makes our team good.
When you realize that you can connect with other guys outside of those mainstays that have been with you for 3 years and the Dreases and the Tykels and the Cadens, what does that do for you confidence-wise when you know you can throw to those tight ends and they can make plays?
I mean, it's a huge confidence booster. I mean, anytime you know every spot of the field is a threat, I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling, and it makes my job really easy.
Now, UT did some things defensively to challenge you guys tonight, and I know they ended up with creating a couple turnovers. When you go back and look at film, when you've had some things like that happen, how much do you go back and look at those and break down those plays specifically to make sure to see what the defense is doing?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I thought their secondary played a pretty good game. I mean, they were not letting us get beat deep. I mean, that was their thing. They were making us take everything underneath, and whenever we got a little too greedy, they would take advantage of that. And some we're going to have to go back and look at and, try to tweak and make better for next time we face a defense like that. But, yeah, they did a good job tonight.
What was the crowd like tonight? Since it was homecoming, a lot had happened this week at the school and everything, but it didn't affect the crowd at all tonight, did it?
No, not at all. I mean, I thought last night the prep rally was good. I mean, even with all the stuff that went on with the school, I mean, everyone still supported, and it was awesome to see. When
you're coming off like a big win like last week, when you go to Moline and win, how hard was it to make sure you were in the right frame of mind this week to take on UT?
Yeah, I mean, every week you got to flip the chapter and focus on the next opponent. Like right now, it's Galesburg. I mean, UT's over and we got to focus on Galesburg. But I mean, yeah, it was tough. I mean, every time we Moline, it can be a tough team to kind of get off of because of how good they've been. And
right.
I thought we did a good job this week of getting back, and that's what we got to do this week as well.
Short week of preparation since the game against Galesburg has been moved to next Thursday night instead of Friday night. Does that change how you guys prepare at all?
I mean, a little bit. Everything will be moved a day earlier, and then Sunday will just be kind of like a double piss. So yeah, a little bit, but I mean, all in all, we're doing the same stuff. It's just a little bit timely, just a little different.
You're still going to get to enjoy homecoming tomorrow night, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, tomorrow's a day off, and then Sunday we'll get back.
Well, awesome, man. Hey, I know you need to get to Applebee's, so I really appreciate you taking time to join us on the United Systems Hotline, and I hope the boneless wings are good tonight.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be great. I'm a hungry kid right now, and I'm trying to eat.
All right, man. Well, hey, go enjoy that, and I really appreciate your time tonight.
Appreciate it, Chuck.
See you, buddy. Take care.
See ya.
That was Quincy High School quarterback Braden Little joining us on the United Systems hotline. Again, he threw 4 more touchdown passes tonight. They rang up 49 more points. They just continue to get the job done offensively. They just can't be stopped. He's now, I believe, after tonight's effort, which he was over 300 yards passing again, I believe he is now 5th in career passing yards in IHSA history. I believe that's correct. We'll update that. One thing I forgot to ask him about, he was named one of the Chicago Bears Stars of the Week this past week for Illinois. So he got an all-star honor from the Chicago Bears for his effort, 437 yards, single game school record last week against Moline. But a big, another big night from the Quincy High School quarterback. And a lot of guys. Jarius Rice had a really good game. His tight ends, Noah Wells and Braden Ulrich just, continue to get better and better. And I think what we're seeing out of that team is you're seeing growth. Like we talk about the other teams, it's easy to go, Quincy High is just going to score a whole bunch. But when you're getting other guys involved and you don't have to rely on your 2 or 3 main playmakers as the season moves on, that way when you get to the postseason and teams try to take away a Tykel Hammers or try to really concentrate on stopping Jarius Rice, you can go to a Noah Wells. You can go to a Braden Ulrich. You can go to a Caden Johannesson. That's the thing about this offense. Even Trey Williams coming in tonight and getting a rushing touchdown in relief of Jarius Rice. There's a lot of really nice pieces to the puzzle with this offense that make Quincy High as good as it has been. The Blue Devils up to number 5 in the Class 7A rankings this past week. We'll see what happens. I haven't had a chance to check all the scores to see what has happened around the state in Class 7A. But again, each week they just rise in the polls. And we got another team that could continue to rise in the polls. They don't have a whole lot more room to rise because they're already up to number 3, and that's Quincy Notre Dame in Class 2A. And we're going to break down another big win for the Raiders on the other side of this commercial break when Jack Cornell joins us on the United Systems hotline. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity, fire alarms, increase your safety, surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service, United Systems.
Hey, Abe. Hey, George. You know what? We love beer!
This election year, be sure to make the correct decision and vote jerseys. Over the last 4 years, we have helped put more money back in your pocket with our daily drink specials and incredible food deals. We have also made steaks great again with our partnership with GJY Beef Company. So when you are making your next dinner decision, make it Jersey's Bar & Grill in Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today
to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words: United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Week 5 of the prep football season has been a fun one. You know, we've been breaking down games from both sides of the river. And right now we're going to talk to a coach who took his team on the road for the first time this season and is coming back with a victory, a crucial victory when it comes to the Central State 8 Conference. And that's Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell joining us on the United Systems hotline. Coach, how are you?
Hey, man, well, I don't know if you can hear what's behind me on this bus right now, but I got about 50 teenagers behind me that just got a gritty win, and they're celebrating. And I'll tell you, if you could bottle this feeling and sell it, you'd be the richest man in the world.
Well, you and I have talked when you've been on the bus a few times over the last couple of years, and I think last year you were on the bus after the playoff win at Arthur, and it was pretty noisy then, and I got a feeling it's kind of a similar celebration type mood tonight.
Well, I'd say that'd be an accurate statement. You know, the thing about it is we've never done this live before, so now we're doing it live, and people are really getting the full experience of what it's like to be on a victory bus. And you know, this is exactly what you do it for. I mean, these guys came in tonight. You know, we're a little short-handed, a little banged up,
right?
But the hallmark of good teams is going to be to still find a way to get a win in spite of that. And you know, we come on the road and you know, wind gets tonight, 50-mile-an-hour winds from this hurricane. And we knew we were going to have to do some things offensively to make it happen. And some guys stepped up in big ways. You know, Wyatt Mueller, I mean, my gosh, we talked about that time. What a great game he played tonight.
Yep.
Offense and defense. Just everybody around. You know, awesome win.
Scored the go-ahead touchdown with 1:41 to go in regulation. Wyatt Mueller on 1st and goal pounds it into the end zone. But that had been a drive that you guys methodically went down the field to set up that touchdown and showed, hey, when it's crunch time, we're here to play. How big a deal was that?
That was big. You know, we obviously were shut out in the first half and felt some frustration, and then came out the second half our first drive and get scored. So I think we had some confidence on that last drive. But I think our guys all looked at each other knowing they had to, take it all the way down to score if they wanted to win this game, and they did that. Guys caught big passes, we had good runs. It was just all around a really good thing.
Well, and Springfield didn't make it easy on you coming back, driving down the field with under a minute to go, and you guys buckled there, fought in and refused to bend there at the end and forced them to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, I mean, really, big time. And I think just the way that our guys came in, Springfield's a good football team. They're 4-0.
Yep.
And we knew they had good athletes, and the quarterback was able to do some things that made it tough to defend. But just the way our guys played overall was inspiring.
To go on the road to beat a good Springfield team, man, as you come back home, it's got to give your guys a boost knowing that they can take on anybody, doesn't it?
Well, I would say that, outside of week 1, these last 2 weeks, we knew were going to be our biggest challenge early in the season. And, we've got obviously some tough opponents still. Jacksonville, Lincoln, MacArthur, these guys.
Yep.
These are good football teams. Lanphier next week will be good coming in. But, we're excited the way that we played tonight, the way we stuck together and found a way to win. Going to celebrate this and come back to work on Monday and Tuesday. We still got to get punch our ticket. So there's still a lot of things to play for and a lot of things for our guys to be excited about.
Well, hey, Coach, I'll let you celebrate on the bus with your guys. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to talk to us and enjoy that victory.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Go Raiders.
All right. Thanks, Jack. That was Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell joining us on the United Systems hotline. Remember, all of your Quincy High and Quincy Notre Dame segments brought to you by First Bankers Trust. We appreciate their support, and we appreciate all of our sponsors' support throughout this. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties tonight. Unable to come to you live, but the coaches have been great joining us on the line. We've already had 2 coaches on. We've had Braden Little from Quincy High School on. And we got a lot more planned. Hour number 2, we're going to have Derek Parris of channel1450.com to break down the Central State 8. He's going to join us on the United Systems hotline, so a lot to look forward to. Steve Eighinger, whenever he gets back from Brown County, we've known him to get lost at times, so we never know where the Dirt Man will end up or when he'll end up somewhere. But he's going to join us in studio to talk about that big WIVC matchup. We're also going to try to get Monroe City coach David Kirby on the United Systems hotline in hour number 2. And we have another special guest we might be able to get to. Ben Morrison, that defensive coordinator from Quincy Notre Dame, has told me he's available to chime in. So we may be able to reach out to him and get him to join us. So why don't you stick with us? We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll come back. We'll go through the scores again, try to get you some more highlights of what went on tonight throughout the area. And then we'll try to get more people on the United Systems hotline to talk more football, because it is week 5 of the prep football season, and this is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We are grinding through week 5 of the prep football season. We actually have a game on Saturday this week, so we're not quite done with football as of tonight. So we'll have Illini West taking on Lewiston tomorrow afternoon. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff in Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference play. So you can look forward to that. So we also have Quincy University at home for its homecoming game on Saturday afternoon. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff against Upper Iowa. The Hawks looking to go 3-0. It would only be their second 3-0 start since 1994 if they can win tomorrow. They're 3-3 in their last 6 homecoming games. And you can check out Shuck on a Truck with Brock Wiley, the sophomore linebacker from Quincy University. It is online right now at muddyriversports.com and on YouTube. Brock Wiley celebrated his 20th birthday today, Friday, and he's ready to help the Hawks take on Upper Iowa on Saturday. Quincy Notre Dame product talked about during Shuck on a Truck, talked about his relationship with Jack Cornell and what it was like to play for Quincy Notre Dame. Jack Cornell, who we just talked to on the United Systems hotline. We're going to try to get Ben Morrison, the Quincy Notre Dame defensive coordinator, on the United Systems hotline here in a bit. We're efforting some, he's on the highway right now, headed to Indianapolis, which is one of the reasons we want to talk to him, because he's going to go see one of his former players play in college tomorrow. So that'll be a fun conversation. But right now we're going to run through the scores, kind of get you caught up on everything, and then we'll take a break and see where we can go from there. This is the Week 5 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Quincy High School in Western Big 6 Conference action beats United Township 49-7. Braden Little, 4 touchdown passes. His tight ends, Noah Wells and Braden Ulrich, both had touchdown receptions. Good to see those guys get involved. Blue Devils are now 5-0, ranked number 5 in Class 7A in the state, and just continue to roll. 323 yards passing for Little tonight. Quincy Notre Dame goes on the road for the first time this season. That's right. The Raiders started the season with 4 straight home games. Finally go on the road in Week 5 to face a Springfield team that was 4-0 in a battle for the top spot in the Central State 8 Conference West Division, and the Raiders come out on top 14-9. Wyatt Mueller with a 3-yard touchdown run with 1:41 to play in regulation. The Raiders had driven the field to get into the end zone. Then after the kickoff, Springfield gets the ball. Springfield moves the ball into QND territory. QND holds them, snuffs out that drive, forces the Senators to turn the ball over on downs, and they grind out the victory. 14-9 on the road in Springfield. Raiders are 4-1, ranked number 3 in Class 2A. Big-time victory. Another state-ranked team, Hannibal, ranked number 4 in Class 4 in Missouri. Takes down Mexico 40-0 in North Central Missouri Conference play. Waylon Anders, the Hannibal quarterback, throws 4 touchdown passes. Mike Ferreira runs for 2 touchdowns and 150 yards. And just a complete dominant effort by the Pirates, who had been on the road the past 3 weeks. They come home to Porter Stadium. They're now 2-0 in North Central Missouri Conference play. So a good win for them. Our other state-ranked team in Illinois, Camp Point Central, goes to Brown County, and a wild start to that game. Jack Sefton with an 82-yard, or an 85-yard, kickoff return for a touchdown to open the game. Camp Point Central answers with a pair of long touchdown runs. Caden Niekamp, 66-yard touchdown run. Then he followed it up with an 82-yard touchdown run. Then he had a sack of Brown County quarterback Vince Little while in Camp Point Central territory to force the Hornets to turn the ball over on downs. Just a complete all-around effort. May hear about him again in the second hour. Keep that in mind, because Caden Niekamp's name might just come up again. But again, Camp Point Central with a 30-14 victory in the WIVC North. South Shelby, state-ranked, number 6 in Class 2 in Missouri, beats Highland 42-8 in Clarence Canyon Conference play. Jacksonville rout over Unity Payson 44-0 in another WIVC North battle. Macomb becomes playoff eligible, beats Breeze Mater Dei 29-20 at home at Bomber Stadium, which, so they called the gym at Macomb the Hangar. And we threw out ideas last year, I thought, for what they should name the state football stadium. The airfield, I don't know. We got to come up with something. The Hanger's a great nickname for the gym. So we got to come up with a great nickname. I don't know if athletic director Steve Horrell will go for it, or if anybody up in Macomb will go for it. But we got to come up with a great nickname for the football field that matches the Hanger. You're not going to top the Hanger as a great nickname for a gym, but I don't know. We got to come up with something. We'll work on that. Stark County over West Hancock, 39-14. New Berlin over Pittsfield, 35-0. Winchester West Central beats Pleasant Hill, 22-20 in overtime. The Wolves have been in every game. The Wolves have been challenged everyone this season. They've been close. They've been so close. They lost a 2-point game to Triopia in week 1. Now they lose another 2-point game to Winchester West Central in week 5. Man, if not for those close losses, we might be talking about Pleasant Hill being a playoff team. You never know what's going to happen with 4 weeks to go, but that's a team to really watch out for. Over on the Missouri side, North Callaway beats Palmyra 18-12. The Panthers ended up in another slobber knocker and really had a tough game tonight at home. Monroe City goes on the road, beats Clark County 24-6. Monroe City coach David Kirby is going to join us on the United Systems Hotline in hour number 2. And then Wright City beats Mark Twain 34-20. That wraps up your Week 5 area scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. We got some other games of interest, certainly for our Quincy fans when you start talking about what went on with both Quincy Notre Dame and Quincy High School tonight. So let's check out the Western Big 6 Conference scoreboard, again, presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Quincy High School, as we said, 49-7 over United Township. Moline comes back after losing to Quincy last week, beats Rock Island 37-12. Geneseo over Galesburg 28-21. And then Sterling goes to Beloit, Wisconsin, and beats Beloit Turner 32-0. Those are your Western Big 6 Conference scores from tonight. In the Central State 8 Conference, Quincy Notre Dame, as we talked about, 14-9 over Springfield. Jacksonville beat Springfield Southeast 40-0. Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin, which took it on the chin last week to Quincy Notre Dame, bounces back with a 63-6 victory over Springfield Lanphier. Rochester over Normal U High 38-30. Lincoln beats Decatur Eisenhower 55-34. We do know Chatham Glenwood was leading Decatur MacArthur. We have not been able to track down a final score. We will get one. We'll update all of our scoreboards. But those are your Central State 8 Conference scores from tonight. And again, Quincy Notre Dame alone at the top of the West Division in the Central State 8 Conference, undefeated in league play, 4-1 overall now. Pretty impressive what the Raiders have done coming off that week 1 loss to Quincy High School. And we figured their defense was going to be good. It's been dynamic. It really has. And we're going to try to get Ben Morrison, the Quincy Notre Dame defensive coordinator, on the phone during this next break, see if he wants to break down what the Raiders have done defensively and talk about where he's headed. He's going to a college game in Indiana tomorrow to watch one of the former Raiders play at the Division I level. So let's take a break, see what we can get Ben on the phone and break down a big weekend of football for him. And it's been a big weekend for football for all of us. Right here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, breaking down everything that's happened tonight in Week 5 of the prep football season. Again, reminder, we got one more game tomorrow. Illini West going to Lewistown in Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference play, large division. So another game coming up there tomorrow that we'll update you on. But we've had a good night here talking prep football, and we're going to go back to the United Systems hotline to talk a little bit more about the Quincy Notre Dame victory over Springfield, 14-9. And joining us now, as he heads toward Indiana, is Quincy Notre Dame defensive coordinator Ben Morrison. Coach, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing a lot better after that one. I'll tell you that.
Okay, so you're obviously we'll talk about where you're headed and what your rest of your weekend is like here in a minute. But you're in the car, you're heading to Indiana to catch some more football this weekend. When you get in the vehicle after a game like that tonight, are you just sitting there driving going, what a great night?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy, obviously. My poor fiance is having to endure 3 different levels of football in 3 days. Not only that, she's having to read high school sports scores off to me, so I can kind of catch up on what I missed. And I'm just really thankful for the way that we played. And it's easy to have a good weekend when you got kids that do things like what they did tonight.
Well, and if she's actually willing to go with you to 3 different football games at 3 different levels over a weekend and endure all that time with you, she truly is a keeper, isn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got pretty lucky. God was looking out for me.
Well, you guys had a great effort tonight, 14-9 over Springfield. What was it about your defense that kept you in that game?
I mean, we talk all the time, about it being about the next play. You never get it back. So it's always about focusing in on what is attainable, what lies ahead of us, defend the grass in front of you. And, we really battled the win there, field position-wise, early in this game, and it felt like we were defending our own end zone for, what seemed like the entire first half. And to come away from that down 6-0, we were really happy. And, the guys that coach for me on the defensive side, Brady Ginnenbacher, Mike Baker, Bergman, they do such a good job of, communicating with me. And we kind of had our things figured out before we went to that. So it was kind of just making those adjustments. And, when you got guys like Talon and Wyatt, it's pretty easy to make those adjustments and have them stick.
We're talking with Quincy Notre Dame defensive coordinator Ben Morrison on the United Systems hotline. You guys score to take the lead with 1:41 to go. Springfield gets the ball back. They have to get a touchdown to take the lead. What is going through your mind as the defensive coordinator at that moment?
A lot of things I can't say out loud. But mostly it's like I told our guys before we took the field. This is what you'll remember about your high school football experience. It's these moments when you either measure up and you achieve, or you face defeat. And I really love the way that we responded, knowing the goal was to keep them out of the end zone. They did a great job of keeping the big thing, and we can give up 8-yard outs. We can't give up 70-yard home runs.
Yeah. Well, and I thought you guys did a nice job. They get to the 21-yard line. They get it. They draw a penalty, so now they're at the 26. Pair of incompletions, and then you didn't let Scheffler get to that first down marker on that fourth down play. Was there a little bit of elation or a little bit of relief at that moment?
It's a little bit of both. I'd be lying if I didn't say it's a little bit of both. I mean, that's a really, really good football team that we played tonight. I think that when you're coming into a new conference, you don't know, what's head of a lot of these teams. But it was clear from pretty much everyone's perspective that this was a better football team than the Sacred Heart team we played last week, which most people probably didn't expect coming into the year.
Right.
But when we got them pinned up like that, I mean, we get a team on 4th and long like that, we have a great shot of getting them off the field. And yeah, I was just really happy. I was really happy for a lot of guys. Great individual efforts, and collectively, like we always say, it's 11 gold helmets.
Okay, so obviously you win a big game on Friday night. That allows you to enjoy Saturday a little more, and you're going to enjoy Saturday as it is because you're headed to a college football game, aren't you?
Yep. Heading over to Butler University. It may not be Tuscaloosa, it may not be Happy Valley, but it has a little bit more sentimental value to me. Not only did my fiance graduate from there, but now I have Jackson Stratton, who started for me for 3 years, playing there, and we'll get to watch him play tomorrow, and that'll be really fun.
Yeah, he's a guy that got off to a good start this year, dinged up his shoulder a little bit, but he's back in the lineup playing safety for the Bulldogs, and it's got to be a cool experience to see one of the guys you coached now playing at a Division I level.
Yeah, it's gratifying, and it's also gratifying going back to Johnny Bodorf, who is playing at Division I level, but down to the Lavery brothers and Connor McDowell, who I check in with every week.
Yeah.
I mean, pursuing college football is not an easy task, and whether you're doing it at Division I level or Division III level, I got so much respect and love for those guys for all the hard work that they've put in.
That's awesome. And then your football weekend's not over on Saturday. You're going to an NFL game on Sunday, right?
Yeah, if, as Mike Tomlin says, if you got red paint in your bucket, you paint the barn red. And we were fortunate enough to get some free tickets from some friends. So we're going to see the Steelers and Colts play Sunday.
Okay, so I'm still alive in an NFL survivor pool. Should I pick the Steelers this week?
Well, I mean, the things have been going maybe too well for Justin Fields. So I don't know, but I would never count out Mike Tomlin. I'll tell you that.
I would agree with you there. Well, hey, man, be safe on the road. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you really get to enjoy seeing Jackson play tomorrow, and go Steelers then, I guess.
Absolutely. I appreciate everything you do, Schuck.
Thanks, man. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
That was Quincy Notre Dame defensive coordinator Ben Morrison joining us on the United Systems Hotline. Reminder, all Quincy High and Quincy Notre Dame segments brought to you by First Bankers Trust, one of our loyal sponsors who really are helping us get this show off the ground now in week 5 of Muddy Night Lights, and we can't thank all of our sponsors up and down the line enough for what they've done to help us bring high school football to you each and every Friday night. So again, make sure you check out those sponsors and show them some love as well. But week 5's been fun. We still got another hour to talk about football. So stick around. We got more to talk about in hour number 2. We've got guests lined up. We're going to have in-studio guests. And we got the Starry Star of the Night coming up too as well. So we will be back with you after this commercial break. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Thanks for sticking around for hour number 2 of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in downtown Quincy at the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, breaking down everything that has happened in week 5 of the prep football season. We got a full another hour to go to. We have a special in-studio guest that's going to join us here in another segment or two. We've also got the Starry Star of the Night coming up later this hour. But we're going to kick off hour number 2 by going to the United Systems hotline to talk Central State 8 football, and who knows what else we're going to talk about when it comes to the prep football scene. But Derek Parris of channel1450.com joining us on the United Systems hotline. Derek, how are you, bud?
I'm very busy, but I'm happy that we got through week 5 without any postponements, and excited to talk with you. Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of the show, and I get home every Friday night and turn it on immediately. It's awesome that you're doing that over there, and I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that, and I love all the things you guys do over there. I know you guys stay busy. So I know you're busy tonight, so I really appreciate your time. And I know you were at Rochester tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. I just got back to the studio, actually.
So how did I saw the Rockets won. So they're in bounce back mode and coming off that Chatham Glenwood loss, right?
Yes, 3 hour and 15-minute game. A whole lot of penalties, a whole lot of yards. But Rochester hangs on for a 38-30 win over normal U High to improve to 3-2. U High falls to 3-2, but those two teams could definitely see each other down the line again in the 4A playoffs. That's kind of what Derek took away from that. The Rochester Rockets are really banged up after losing to Chatham and down to their kind of third string quarterback,
right.
Down to their lost a couple starting linebackers, lost a couple running backs so far. So they're just trying to get to they're trying to get through this week basically, because next week is a homecoming week and it's an Eisenhower, a winless team. So they made it that far. They got the win today, but U High had a Hail Mary at the end to try to get a chance to tie it with a 2-point conversion. So it was a great game, and I'm looking forward to getting those highlights up later.
Well, if any coaching staff can find a way to overcome those injuries and overcome some adversity, it's that Rochester staff. Not only Derek Leonard being at the helm, but he's got a bunch of guys, and you guys did a really cool thing where you talked to all those coaches earlier this year, but he's got some stability in that staff, and that's why they're able to get through these things, isn't it?
100%. Absolutely. There's no question about it. It's the next man up mentality. And with that coaching staff, I'll say it easily. It's the best in the state. And they've had their hands full this year, and they're ready to kind of get healthy again and hopefully kind of get ready for the playoffs. But man, a chance for them to go 2-3, the whole state would have been kind of put on notice and said, what's going on in Rochester? But it looks like they got the win this week. We'll just put it that way.
Well, we've had some interesting games already through a few weeks of Central State 8 conference play. And I think the thing that jumps out, at least from my perspective, is the fact that Quincy Notre Dame's the one undefeated team in the West Division right now.
Yeah. What a great addition. I mean, we knew that coming in, not only to get the chance to talk with you guys and with Chris Dewar, but just when I meet Jack and talk to him, it's another one of those things where he knows football and he has such a passion for it, especially at the high school level. And it's awesome to be able to work with him and to be able to highlight his team and the program. And yeah, we knew when we came over there to practice to see what they had, that they were going to be able to compete in this conference. No question about that. The physicality, the size on the line, which you saw last week, it's definitely there. And, they have the skill guys as well. So we're glad to have them. I'm sure they're glad to be in, and I'm sure the rest of the CS8 is not exactly happy at this point.
Well, and I think you'll agree with me on this, and the few coaches I've known over the years that I've worked with from the Central State 8 and now getting to know more is it's just a really good group of head coaches that are fun to work with, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. Like you said, me being able to take some time this summer and sit down with a lot of the coaching staffs, I can't believe they pay me to do this. It's called work, but it's not, because like you said, such great guys, such great staffs, and just their knowledge and their understanding and their passion for the programs. We are definitely blessed to be able to cover the Central State 8. And I mean, even the Saginaw Conference has had 6 teams play for a state title in the last decade. So we're really blessed and excited to have QND in that mix as well now.
Well, we're going to have a fun game here in a couple of weeks when QND takes on Jacksonville. And it may be the week where we get Mark Grounds on to talk about all of his musical selections. What do you think?
I look forward to that. He is a man of many great conversations, football being one of them, but he can get into cooking, he can get into fishing, hunting, whatever you want. And music is definitely in that category as well.
Well, it was fun. I had the opportunity to sit down with him and a good buddy of ours, Jason Kilday, the Quincy University coach, and we did some fishing last summer, and the only person who didn't really want to fish was Derek Leonard.
I believe that. Yeah,
but
he doesn't like to get his hands too dirty when it comes to that.
No, but Groundsy loves to fish, and again the attack Shih Tzus that he has, and listening to Bob Seeger on a morning when they're drinking coffee, I love his tweets.
Oh yeah, I wake up Saturday mornings and look forward to that right away. No question about that.
What do you enjoy about covering the Central State 8?
I think we already touched on it, but just the relationships, and people ask me a lot, how do you guys do what you do? How is it able to thrive in this market? And, really the big question, how were you able to survive COVID, not having high school sports,
right.
And still have a station that covers that? And my answer is always the relationships that we have with not only the coaches, but the players, the communities, the athletic directors. I absolutely love going to work every day because I get to tell the story of amazing athletes, amazing communities that work so hard to be successful and to put their best foot forward. And to me, to be able to showcase that is just so awesome. And man, we get some really good games like we got tonight with QND and Springfield and Rochester and U-High, and every single week that there's at least a couple games where you're like, man, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah. Well, I know you got a lot of work to do and a lot of highlights to get ready for everybody. So we'll let you go. Everybody needs to go check out channel1450.com. Great stuff. And really appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me again. I'm a huge fan. And for those Quincy Notre Dame fans, Michael is voicing his highlight now. So that should be up in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. So I'm sure they're excited to watch that highlight, and then he'll have the interviews up and all that good stuff. So excited to get to tell their story this year and hope that maybe we get a QNC Notre Dame Royal Forsyth State Championship.
Hey, that would be a ton of fun, wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
That would be
awesome.
That would be incredible. All right. Well, if you ever need anything over this way, let us know. All right.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Derek. Take care, bud.
Bye.
That was Channel 1450's Derek Parris. Man, those guys do a great job over in the state capital of covering all kinds of sports throughout the Central State 8 Conference, the Sangamo Conference, and their entire area. So we really appreciate him jumping on. It's fun to have Quincy Notre Dame as part of that conference. And I will echo what he said. Great personalities among those coaches and those players. Very receptive, very willing to work with you. Just good people. And I will echo another thing he said. This is fun. This is fun for us. Yes, these are our jobs, but man, coming to work's fun. And that's why every Friday night coming in here to do this show is a blast. And I know things happen. We had technical difficulties tonight, but we power through it and we enjoy it and we talk football. And there's nothing better than talking football with all of our fans out there. So again, stick with us. We got more football to talk about. We got to run through the scoreboard, brought to you by Schuckman Toyota when we come back. And we've got an in-studio guest here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio to talk about a big WIVC North battle because he was there. And that's our man, Steve Eighinger. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb. And our agents are here to help you feel protected so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
If you've got some animals you need to feed and want to do it on the cheap, stop by your local farm and home supply this weekend for Feed Frenzy. And oh yeah, it's Chick Days, so if you want to stop by and see the baby birds. Some of the hot deals include 20% off all poultry feed, including our private brand Country Companion, or you can get a bag of all flock feed, 50 pounds for under $20. Plus we got $2 off all 40-pound bags of Nature Wise poultry feed. And even if you don't have chickens, you get a 50-pound bag of 14% all-purpose pellets for under $10. You can also get $3 off your choice of Purina or Safe Choice equine feed. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Hey, grab me one too.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. We appreciate you sticking with us into hour number 2 as we come to you from the downtown Quincy area. Refreshment Services Pepsi Studio, breaking down week 5 of the prep football season. And with that in mind, we need to go to our week 5 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota to give you the lowdown on everything that took place this week. Remember, one more game coming up Saturday, so don't forget about Illini West taking on Lewistown Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. kickoff. That'll complete the Week 5 slate of games in our area. But on our Friday night slate, Quincy High School kicks it off with a 49-7 victory over United Township. The Blue Devils are 5-0. They have officially powered their way into the playoffs for another year and just keep on rolling. I believe that's 20 or 21. I'll have to double check on that. 20 or 21 consecutive victories over United Township for the Blue Devils. We'll double check that number and we'll make sure we update it correctly in our story. Quincy Notre Dame beats Springfield 14-9 in Central State 8 conference play on the road. The Raiders' first road game of the year is their first road victory of the year. Moves them to 4-1. They're ranked number 3 in Class 2A and just keep getting better as the season progresses. State-ranked Hannibal beats Mexico 40-0 in North Central Missouri Conference play. Waylon Anders, 4 touchdowns passing for the Pirates. Camp Point Central over Brown County 30-14 in a WIVC North battle. Caden Niekamp, two rushing touchdowns. Jack Sefton with a 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game for Brown County. What turned out to be, I think, the kind of the game we all thought it would be. Back and forth, tough. Really had to grind for every yard. And we're going to talk more about that game here shortly. State-ranked South Shelby with a 42-8 victory over Highland. Jacksonville Route beats Unity Payson 44-0. Macomb, 5-0 now. May crack the Class 4A top 10 this week. They were just on the outside looking in, but they pick up a 29-20 victory over Breeze Mater Dei. Stark County beats West Hancock 39-14. New Berlin 35-0 over Pittsfield. Winchester West Central beats Pleasant Hill 22-20 in overtime. North Callaway over Palmyra 18-12. Monroe City goes on the road and beats Clark County 24-6. Wright City over Mark Twain 34-20. There is your Week 5 scoreboard for all your area teams, presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. And right now, we're going to go back and touch on that WIVC North battle between Camp Point Central and Brown County that took place in Mount Sterling tonight. Because joining us right here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi Studio, our man, the Dirt, Steve Eighinger. Thanks for coming in.
Good to be here.
So you made your way to Brown County. You made your way back without getting lost.
Second trip of the year. First one was tough though, but
but you're back. You're safe.
I'm back.
Okay. Saw a good game too, didn't you?
Yeah, it was your prototypical slobber knocker. I mean, those two teams, two nice small school teams, obviously. Yeah. Central's got a program.
That was loud.
That, I mean, speaks for itself. And Brown County's kind of working its way back. And it just had the feel that as the game wore on, Central was probably going to take control, which is kind of what happened. But Brown County never, gave up and throughout, and it was a game well worth watching. Almost had a playoff feel to it.
I'm sure it did. You know, you're talking about, you know, a Brown County team that started the year 2-2, but I think when you look at what they had done, especially defensively, they were a pretty darn good 2-2 team. And then they come out and return the opening kick for a touchdown, and you think, oh, wow, are they going to have Central's number this year? And Central just grinds, doesn't it?
Central is a machine. This is, I think, my 4th year since being with you, covering them on a fairly regular basis, and you just kind of know what's coming. Each series, each game. I think they've completed 4 passes for the whole season. That kind of sums it all up. They've got like 15 running backs. It's just one after another they throw at you. But the Niekamp kid, he's really going to be special come next year.
Yeah, you forget that he's just a junior.
And he's an offensive lineman.
So when you're at a game, you're used to seeing guys, the quick little guys, run the ball. And even the bulldozer fullbacks that they've had over the years, including Elijah Gennebacher. But you're used to seeing numbers that fit the bill, 24, 23, 32, 33. Here comes number 52 running at you and running away from you. That's the thing. He outran people tonight.
Oh, he didn't outrun him. He dusted him. And after the game, I talked with him. I go, you know, looking ahead to next year, I assume you want to be a running back kind of full-time. Maybe he goes, oh, yeah. And I go, what about this number thing, though? 52 just doesn't work. And he goes, I want to be number 0 or number 99.
I like that. I like the way that kid thinks. That's beautiful. But again, the reason he was able to have success in the running game comes from what they do offensively, especially with the changes they've made over the last few weeks with putting Elijah Gennebacher under center and mixing some things up. I mean, that's a big backfield to try to stop when you put Gennebacher and Niekamp back there together.
It's even bigger when you're, you know, I like to walk the sidelines during the game, and when you're that close, I mean, I look out there and I go, it's like Marion Motley's got the ball, and I mean, Gennebacher himself is so tough to stop. I mean, if they ran him 100 times a game, you know, they'd win. I mean, but they've got so many weapons.
I wonder how many people watching our show are going to the Google and going, Marion Motley. Who's Marion Motley? You just showed your age.
Yeah.
But that's okay. But for as good as Central is, Brown County's pretty salty itself. And I think the fact that they gave up 30 points to Central speaks to that, because there's been weeks we've seen Central score a whole lot more. And Central had to work for those 30.
Oh, Central had to work for every inch they got tonight. It was just a game of big plays. Central just had about 2 or 3 more than Brown County did.
But I thought Brown County answered the long touchdown pass to the Hurley kid. Just showed that Brown County doesn't have to rely just on its ground game. It's got some playmaking ability through the air with Vince Little at quarterback and some of the Tanner Seitz and the Hurley kid and some of the players they have offensively. They could cause some fits for some people, couldn't they?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just kind of wish Tom Little, who I adore as a coach, he did a tremendous job, as you well know.
Yes.
I'd just like to see him turn it loose for like 30 times a game, throwing the ball, because they've got, like you said, the weapons. And the ground game's fine, of course.
Right.
If he'd go air Little for a night, I mean, I think people would be shocked.
Well, they've got 2 Fullertons in the backfield. The fullback, Trey, is a load, isn't he?
Yeah, and they complement each other. You know, they're kind of like a mini Central in that they got 4 or 5 kids they rotate in and out, and they're all very capable. Just Central's got about, like I said, 15 they can rotate in and out.
And I'm sure the atmosphere at Brown County was really good tonight.
Oh, my gosh. The pork chops.
I was going to get to it for you.
You could smell them all throughout the field.
Okay, so obviously we send you around the area a lot of times to these small schools because when we send you to games, a lot of time it's the WIVC games. Who has the best pork chop sandwich?
I got to give it to Brown County.
Okay.
Camp Point Central is a very close second. You know, I thought you might ask about food tonight. I was thinking about that coming back.
Okay, you weren't thinking about food because you thought I might ask. You're always thinking about food.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
The whole sleeper concession stand and the whole both sides of the river, I still give to Highland.
Really?
Yeah, because they got pizzas and the dogs and a couple other things that you don't necessarily find everywhere, or at least done the way that they do.
Yeah.
And, you know, the football team has struggled all but 1 year here, you know, basically forever. But it's worth going to a Highland game just to go to the concession stand.
Speaking of that, are you a fan of the Pirate Dog?
I am. I've always loved the Pirate Dog, but they changed the Pirate Dog a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's just all boiled now instead of grilled or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste the same as it used to.
Okay.
But I wouldn't kick it out of a bun.
That does not surprise me. Well, you got work to go do. You've got to get a story written for us so everybody can read about what happened tonight in Mount Sterling. But I appreciate you taking time to stop into the studio and hang out for a bit.
A pleasure as always.
We'll have to have you in again. How about that?
Sounds good.
That's Steve Eighinger, Muddy River sports writer, joining us in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. He was at the WIVC North Battle between Brown County and Camp Point Central in Mount Sterling tonight. You can read everything he has to write about it at muddyriversports.com late tonight, because he's still got to go write. Then I got to go home and edit and get everything posted. So it'll be a little while, but we'll get you all updated and everything. When you get up on Saturday morning, it'll all be there. I promise you that. But we're going to take a break. We've got more people to talk to, more to get to, so stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Motor vehicle accidents are traumatic situations, and oftentimes they can result in very significant and permanent injuries. In Steve and Paula's case, they were hit by a drunk driver on the bridge. They realized very quickly that it was a significant accident and that they deserved to be reasonably compensated. Now, having worked for the insurance companies for several years, I know how to best present your case. If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, call McCleary Law.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, breaking down Week 5 of the prep football season. It's hard to believe we are more than halfway through the prep football season. Now, granted, we got a long way to go till we get to the postseason, and then I think we're going to have some fireworks when we get there because we've got a lot of good teams in our area, including one that went on the road tonight and got another victory. And that'd be Monroe City that went to Clark County and picked up a win. And we're going to go to the United Systems hotline right now and break down the Panthers' victory with the head coach, David Kirby. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Are you home now and home and relaxed?
We are at home, so relaxed. We're trying to get some work done, so I don't have to relax just yet.
Well, anytime you get back from a road trip, there's a lot going through your head, isn't there?
Absolutely. And Clark's a tough place to play at, and they got a tough group of kids, a young team. And I know, the record doesn't show it, but they're a squad, and they play with a lot of heart and a lot of grit. Coach Allen, he coaches them up well, and we're lucky that we won tonight.
What'd you guys do well tonight that got you through?
Defensively, I thought we were flying around and making some big plays. We had 5 interceptions tonight, and we limited them to, I think, under 50 yards in the second half. So I really thought our defense played aggressive and lights out tonight. We gave up a score late, but we were doing really good things. I think Coach Idris had our kids dialed in, and our defensive front was, popping the pads tonight. So I was really proud of that.
Well, I'm sure there had to be some confidence and some momentum and some carryover from beating Centralia last week.
There was. I think we've put together probably about the last 2.5 games, we've been playing pretty well. That second half against South was tough. Thought that we played pretty well in the second half. And then going into Centralia, we knew that was going to be a tough game. They're huge up front. They outweighed us probably 570 pounds a man, but I thought we played really aggressive and did some good things. And then tonight was a little, I think the kids were a little, I call it kind of a trap game because I know we've got homecoming and we go against Palmyra next week, and that's always a tough one. The week before our game is always really tough, but I do think the kids have been playing really good football, and I think that we're starting to kind of find some things about our team, and I'm really happy with the way the kids are playing. They're giving great effort. They're playing as hard as they can. We're making a couple more mistakes than I wish we could, but the kids are going hard, and I'm never going to take that away from them. They're giving everything they got.
Well, when you drop a game between Palmyra and Centralia, knowing what it's like with the series with Centralia and then obviously the rivalry with Palmyra, that's a trap game is a perfect way to describe this week, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And anytime you got to get up to Cahokia, like I said, Coach Allen does a great job, and he's a sharp coach, and his staff they're going to have their kids prepared. And we knew that if we come out and play physical tonight, we were going to be in some problems.
Obviously Palmyra next week. How do you get prepared to face in the Mayor's Cup game?
Both teams are going to be razor sharp focused on this one. We know this is a tough game. Obviously, it's a huge rivalry game. We respect the heck out of those coaches and those kids. They play extremely hard and know that we're going to get their best, and they know that they're going to get our best. So it's not going to take much motivation for this game.
Awesome, man. Well, I know you guys are probably starting to work on it tonight. I know how you guys feel and how you guys do after a road game. So I appreciate you taking time away from watching game film to chat with us.
Hey, no, I appreciate you guys having me on and for all the coverage, man. We appreciate all you guys do for area sports.
Well, I appreciate that, and we'll be over there next week to break down Monroe Palmyra.
Hey, thank you guys. We look forward to having y'all.
All right, man. That's David Kirby, the Monroe City head coach, joining us on the United Systems hotline. Panthers go on the road tonight and get a 24-7 victory over Clark County, coming off last week's victory over Centralia. They've built some momentum going into that Palmyra game. And that Palmyra game is going to be a lot of fun. You're talking about two teams that have played well so far this season in a traditional rivalry game next Friday night taking place. And wow, it's going to be a blast to see how that one plays out. I think one of the big things you get with that is, two teams are just going to give everything they've got and ready to hear some pads pop, because both teams are really good at running the ball. I know we saw last week Trey Smizer was one of the catches of the year with his one-handed grab against Centralia. So we know both teams, and Ryland Compton doing a really nice job at quarterback for Palmyra. So we know both teams can move the ball through the air, but the ground game's where it's at. And, man, you get down in those trenches, it is going to get nasty, it's going to get ugly, it's going to get mean, and that's the way you want it on Friday night, because that means teams are getting after it. And it's a lot of that took place this Friday night. We've seen some really good efforts through week 5. And again, we've got teams that have already qualified for the postseason. We've got teams that are on the cusp of qualifying for the postseason. And then we got some teams that are probably going to continue to climb the state rankings after they continue to pick up victories. So a lot more to talk about. We still got the start of the night to get to. And we're going to try to get Shane Hulsey of our Muddy River Sports staff to jump in for a minute. He was out of Quincy High School tonight. So we'll get to all that when we come back. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon. Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit his head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. Week 5 has been fun. Week 6 is going to be a lot of fun. And then we got week 7, 8, and 9, which are going to determine a whole lot. But before we get to any of that, we got to concentrate on what took place on this Friday night. And out at Flynn Stadium, Quincy High School takes down United Township 49-7 in Western Big Six Conference action. And my guy Shane Hulsey was there, and he's joining us now in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. How'd you enjoy your first night this season out at Flynn Stadium?
Absolutely incredible. There wasn't an empty seat in that place.
And it was interesting because of all the stuff that had gone on within the school system this week with the threats and the lockdowns and the security and the heightened security that took place out at Flynn. You wondered if people would still show up, and they showed up in droves.
I mean, I got there about 6:15, and I had to park pretty far away because the parking lot was just about full.
Yeah, it does not surprise me. Well, everybody wants to see this team because this team is putting on a show and continue to put on a show tonight offensively, didn't it?
They did. I mean, and they're spreading the wealth. It's not just one guy. Five different players scored touchdowns tonight.
That's impressive. Two guys, I believe, had their first career touchdowns.
Three. Harold Williams.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
Braden
about
Ulrich,
Trey got his rushing
Wells.
touchdown late. So, so three guys with their first career touchdowns. You had guys with their first career reception, and I believe in Mason Ritter. And then you had another guy with his first career carry. So, again, Quincy High School is getting multiple people involved, spreading the wealth, and it's allowing those top-tier guys to stay fresh, isn't it?
I mean, and Andreas Rice showed us what he can do. He scored 3 touchdowns tonight. But it does, and it's promising that once some of these guys leave, hey, you got guys that are going to be just as good stepping in their place.
Well, and that's what you want. When you build a program, you can't build for one class to carry it because when they graduate, then you'd be left with nothing. And I think what Rick Little has done over his 18 years at Quincy is make sure that they're set up, not to say they're going to go 9-0 every year, but they're set up to have sustained success despite who graduates.
And the one thing I caught just a little bit when Coach Little was talking to his team, and he said, winning is a habit.
Yeah.
And he said, and when I talked to him afterwards, he said, and unfortunately, he didn't want to say the word. He said the word that rhymes with boss can also be a habit as well, and you don't want that to be a habit.
Well, we had in hour number 1 tonight, we had Braden Little on, joined us via the United Systems hotline, and you could just tell that they're enjoying the season, but this is homecoming weekend, and they enjoyed tonight, and it's allowing them to enjoy tomorrow night with the homecoming dance and the other homecoming festivities. That they're not, they didn't overlook tonight, but they're enying it.
Yeah,
is that the way it felt?
That's exactly how. And it cracked me up after the game. And Tykel Hammers is a character.
He's a character.
He was dancing around. He's out there, chest bumping people. I mean, he's just out there having a ball, and that's kind of what this team's all about.
If there's anything you saw tonight that made you go, if they're going to get really deep in the playoffs, they might want to work on this, or they might want to. Is there anything that jumped out at you that this team still needs to improve on?
It's tough to find that. At times, UT was able to move the ball on them a little bit, and they had a mobile quarterback who was able to break off a few big runs. So maybe if they face a similar type mobile quarterback, maybe that could cause them fits. But the defense stepped up when it mattered most. They made 2 stops inside the 10-yard line. They had 3 sacks, 2 interceptions. If they're forcing turnovers, it's going to be tough.
Well, they're doing a lot of things well right now, and again, when you're 5-0 and state ranked, you're obviously doing a lot of things well.
Yes, it's hard, it can be hard to nitpick certain things.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, dude, I know you've got stuff to work on. We got to get photo gallery and story up about tonight's victory. So I appreciate you taking a couple minutes just to break it down. Now go get some work done.
Of course.
That was Muddy River sports writer Shane Hulsey joining us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. And a reminder, all of our Quincy High School and Quincy Notre Dame segments are brought to you by First Bankers Trust. When we come back, we're going to give out our Starry Star of the Night for week number 5. So stick around for that. This is Muddy Night Lights, brought to you by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity, fire alarms, increase your safety, surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service, United Systems.
Hey, Abe. Hey, George. You know what? We love beer!
This election year, be sure to make the correct decision and vote jerseys. Over the last 4 years, we have helped put more money back in your pocket with our daily drink specials and incredible food deals. We have also made steaks great again with our partnership with GJY Beef Company. So when you are making your next dinner decision, make it Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words, United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Week 5 is in the books, almost. We got one Saturday game coming up. Illini West takes on Lewistown tomorrow at 2 p.m. So we'll have that to update. But the rest of the week is in the books, which leads us to our Starry Star of the Night, brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. And again, we got some great efforts, individual efforts, that we could go to highlight to be our Starry Star of the Night. You know, and you look up and down the list, Quincy High School produced another abundance of really good individual efforts. Jarius Rice with 3 touchdowns. Braden Little throws for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. And then their defense was really good. You look at South Shelby with its 42-8 victory at Highland. Chase Mollring, 5 of 6 passing for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball twice for 56 yards and a touchdown. That was all in the first half. So again, a really good night from Chase Mollring. Waylon Anders, 4 touchdown passes for Hannibal tonight, and it's 40-0 victory over Mexico. Mike Ferreira with 150 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns for the Pirates. And again, Quincy Notre Dame, Wyatt Mueller with the game-winning touchdown with 1:41 to go. And a lot of really good plays by there. You had another kickoff return for a touchdown by Brown County's Jack Sefton, who has already had one of our Starry Star of the Nights this season. And, you know, again, we go up and down the line of all the games played tonight, and you look at the individual performances, and they're all very impressive. But there was one that jumped out to me tonight, and it comes from that Brown County Camp Point Central game, one of the biggest games in the WIVC North this season. And again, that was a game that wasn't decided until the second half, with Camp Point Central winning 30-14. But Caden Niekamp had a monster night for the Panthers. He had 2 touchdown runs, one of 66 yards, one of 82 yards. And then in the second half, when the game was still clinging, when Central was clinging to a lead and Brown County was driving into Camp Point Central territory, Brown County went for it on 4th down. Caden Ekamp sacks Brown County quarterback Vince Little to snuff out that drive. And he just did it all tonight. And it's fun to see a guy wearing number 52 run the ball. It was just, when he's running away from guys, here's a guy that plays lineman, typically plays line on both sides of the ball for the Panthers, and he's running away from people for touchdown runs, so for those long touchdown runs. It's pretty impressive. So there you have it. Caden Ekamp, junior from Camp Point Central, our star of the night for Week 5. That is brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi, and a big win for the Panthers. State ranked number 4 in Class 1A, the reigning Class 1A state champions, and they just find a way to continue to get it done. And the way they've changed their offensive approach with Elijah Gennebacher moving to quarterback, Caden Ekamp moving from line to fullback, they're just going to overpower people, and it's pretty impressive to watch. So Caden Ekamp, Camp Point Central Junior, your star of the night, brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. So congratulations, Caden. Congratulations to the Panthers. It's been a fun Week 5. We still got to go through the full scoreboard. We'll give you some more highlights. We'll do all that before we wrap up this week's episode of Muddy Night Lights. So stick around. One more commercial break, and then we'll wrap everything up for Week 5 of the prep football season. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
It's our job when we make these commercials to get your attention. So if you have a few seconds, on the right side of your screen, you'll see some of the best deals in our outdoor sale at your local Farm and Home Supply. So either just getting outside to do some yard work, playing with the pets, or just enjoying outside, some of the best deals right now are at farmandhomesupply.com.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's week 5 of the prep football season, and it's almost in the books. We've got one game left on Saturday with Illini West going to Lewistown for a Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference game. Other than that, everything got played tonight. We had windy weather, we had clouds, but no delays. Everybody played, and we had some pretty incredible performances along the way. So let's run down what took place in week 5 of the prep football season by going to the week 5 scoreboard, presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Starting off here in the Gem City, Quincy High School's homecoming game ends with a 49-7 victory over United Township. Braden Little, 323 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Jarius Rice, three touchdowns total. Braden Ulrich and Noah Wells get their first touchdowns of the season, along with Trey Williams. So a really good night all around for the Blue Devils, who are 5-0, ranked 5th in Class 7A, and now playoff eligible for sure with 4 weeks to go. Quincy Notre Dame inched closer to that playoff eligible mark of 5 victories by winning a true slobber knocker with Springfield, beating the Senators 14-9 on the road. It was the Raiders' first road game of the season. They played their first 4 games at home. They go on the road, and now they're the only undefeated team in the Central State 8 West Division, with a couple more conference games to play. The final 2 weeks of the regular season, they play crossover games against teams from the Central State 8 Conference East Division, so those don't count in the conference standings. So all that's left is games against Lanphier and Jacksonville to decide who wins the Central State 8 West Division. Hannibal, state-ranked in Missouri, wins 40-0 over Mexico. Waylon Anders, 4 touchdown passes for the Pirates. Camp Point Central beats Brown County 30-14. Caden Niekamp, 2 long touchdown runs, and it earned him the Starry Star of the Night, brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. South Shelby beats Highland 42-8. Cardinals just keep right on rolling. Those are all of our state-ranked teams. Now we got some other teams that are inching closer to that, like Macomb with a 29-20 victory over Breeze Mater Dei. The Bombers are 5-0 and playoff eligible. Jacksonville Route beats Unity Payson 44-0. Stark County beats West Hancock 39-14. New Berlin 35-0 over Pittsfield. Winchester West Central outlasts Pleasant Hill 22-20 in overtime. North Callaway slides by Palmyra 18-12. Monroe City goes on the road and gets a Clarence Cannon Conference victory at Clark County 24-6. Wright City over Mark Twain 34-20. There is your week 5 scoreboard for all of our area schools, presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Again, one game left on Saturday, but we will have full scoreboards on our website, along with stories, along with photo galleries, along with as much information as we can give you before we have to go to bed and get ready for a full Saturday of action, because we've got Quincy University playing its homecoming game against Upper Iowa at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We've got Hannibal Soccer at home. We've got Quincy University Volleyball at home. We've got teams playing in tournaments. We've got all kinds of things going on a fun Saturday. And it's also homecoming, so you'll see the Quincy High School students out and about getting ready for the homecoming dance tomorrow night, which will be a lot of fun. But that's how they'll wrap up week 5. Week 6 kicks off on Thursday night next week. Quincy High School travels to Galesburg because of the official shortage and some issues there. They moved that game up to Thursday. So week 6 will actually kick off on Thursday. So we may have some special guests in the studio for Monday Night Lights for week 6 next Friday night. We'll see how that plays out as the week goes on, what all we can get scheduled and what all we can work out with everybody. But week 6 is going to be another interesting week. More teams could qualify for the playoffs. More teams could have their playoff bubble busted. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. We want to thank you for sticking with us. We apologize for the technical difficulties that kept us from going live on Friday night. It stinks, and we know that, and we understand, and we're going to work to get everything corrected. That way we're live with you next Friday night, but we apologize. We appreciate you sticking with us. We appreciate you watching us each and every week and chiming in and telling us what you like about the show and who you want to see on. You know, we're always up to hear who might be a good guest and who you're interested in hearing from. Because we have ideas, and we hope you have some different ideas as well. So, again, thank you for sticking around. Make sure you give all of our sponsors plenty of love. We got a lot of people who are helping us get this show off the ground, and we can't thank them enough. And week 5's been fun. It's been a five fun weeks of football with 4 more to go just in the regular season, and then we got the playoffs. So make sure you come back and join us next Friday night for week 6 as we bring you Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, every Friday night throughout the regular season. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. We will see you next week right here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.